really, I'm here all day, folks. 6 years ago, I used to hate hiking. But today, I absolutely love hiking, so much so that I would say it lights my soul on fire. It's so pretty! Picture my soul. But what changed? Well, I'm glad you asked. As I've been thinking, the changes that I made that allowed me to love hiking are really changes that I made to my overall approach to life in general. And those changes have dramatically altered my life on and off the mountain. So make sure you stay till I talk through that, because maybe you're a lot like I was and you're doing so many great things, but maybe a few little tweaks could change your life too. So here are the 4 things that I changed that dramatically changed my overall experience and opinion of hiking. And these might just help you as well. Number 1, adjust your expectations. I used to have the expectation that if I was hiking, I shouldn't be winded at all. But getting winded is a sign that your lungs are working and is not an indication of your level of athleticism. So just expect to be huffing and puffing, because we all do it. I'm dying. I can't breathe and I'm dying. Congrats, you're alive. Blessings! Your lungs are working. Speed is not as important as direction. But as long as you're going uphill, all you have to do is place one foot in front of the other and remove your expectations for going quickly, because it doesn't matter. As long as you get there, that's all that counts. It is totally normal and acceptable to go slow, to need to take some breaks and catch your breath. Just expect that and you'll be fine. Number 2, choose a destination. I'm gonna shamelessly admit here that I need something to look forward to. If I'm just hiking until I feel like turning around, I guarantee you that the point I feel like turning around would be earlier than if I choose a destination, because I'm gonna push harder if I have a specific destination to look forward to. Most hikes out there have some type of payoff at the end, be it a waterfall, a spectacular view, maybe a fun lake that you can go swimming in. Whatever it is, choosing a destination will allow you to push harder than if you're just walking aimlessly around. Also, there's just really a certain level of accomplishment of knowing that you reached your destination and that you did something really hard. Number 3, timing matters. I highly recommend that you go hiking in the morning or the evening. I used to go hiking all the time in the middle of the afternoon, and that typically means it's blazing hot, the sun is beating down on you, your soul is dying a little bit on the mountain. Ugh. Man, I really hate hiking in the middle of the afternoon. It makes such a big difference. I personally enjoy those early morning hikes because there's something to be said for waking up early, getting a jump start to your day, and starting my day in nature. Like, there's just nothing better than that. I'd like to opt in to starting my day in nature, please. Thank you. Can you put me down? Thanks so much. And if your timing can't be changed, at least try to find some hikes that have a little bit more shade or tree coverage so you're not fully exposed to the sun the whole time. Just whew, yeah, that's just all I have to say about that. And number 4, snacks equal happiness. Let's be real, you know by now that I love me some snacks. As I'm huffing and puffing up the mountain, you better believe that if I'm excited for the snacks that I'm about to eat at the top, I'm gonna push myself a little bit harder. I mean, maybe you like Twinkies. I mean, first of all, if you like Twinkies, I don't know, just really, but that's besides the point. But the point is, bring what you're gonna be excited to eat at the top and you're gonna enjoy your experience a little bit more. So these principles that I've incorporated into hiking are like anything else in life, because life is really so much about our expectations and our preparation. If our expectations are off, we don't have a destination, we're trying to force the timing, or we don't take time to incorporate things that we enjoy, our experience suffers. But here's the thing, we get to choose how we show up, and we get to choose whether or not we create a life that we love. The real reason that I created this video, and the whole point that I'm hoping to get across, is the changes that I made that allowed me to love hiking more are actually changes that I've made to my life in general, and those changes have allowed me to love life more. I know what you're thinking, what? bear with me. For life, I've adjusted my expectations. I realized years ago that I had a fear of failure, and that fear of failure kept me from trying new things. So I created a rule for myself that if ever something made me uncomfortable, I had to do it anyways. And by doing that, I gave myself permission to show up imperfectly. I gave myself permission to be a beginner and to feel uncomfortable in these things, and yet to do it anyways. I've realized in life that speed isn't as important as direction, and that I can go as fast as I can and burn myself out, or just learn to make slow, steady, consistent actions, and that's gonna get me so much further anyways. So removing that expectation has allowed me to show up more fully in life. I say with this channel that I'm trying to normalize newbie, and by that I mean the first time that I tried something new, I was so uncomfortable with it. But what I learned is that discomfort goes away the more that you continue to do something. And so as I've continued to try new things in life in general, I've gotten more comfortable being uncomfortable. And by opening myself up to that discomfort, I've also opened myself up to the greater levels of happiness that I didn't even know existed before. Number 2, set a destination. Be clear and intentional about who you want to become and work to become that. I don't care who you are today or who you view yourself as, you can change. The same way that you look at a map and determining the point A and the point B allows you to determine the best path to get there, it's the same in life. By choosing that destination, you know what you're working towards, and you can work to get there in the best way for you. And you know what? I know that I need something to look forward to. The same way with hiking that I need that waterfall or cool destination to push me further than what I feel capable of, that also applies to life. Having an end destination that I'm excited about allows me to push further when it gets hard. And the last piece with this is don't expect to see a change if you don't actually make one. I seriously love that quote. Number 3, timing matters. I'm gonna be honest, I'm naturally a night owl, and trying to be a morning person is so difficult for me. But when I'm approaching life as my highest best self, I'm definitely not staying up late and sleeping in. I'm being intentional about going to bed early in order to wake up early and get a jump start on my day. I just feel better about myself in general. So even though that feels against my nature and something that I'm not naturally good at, I know that's when I can show up as my highest best self. So even though it's hard, I make it happen. Not all the time. Let's just be clear. Not all the time. And the same way that if you can't change the timing of your hike, you should find a hike that has a little bit more coverage. The same thing applies for life with setting up your routines to give you the best chance of success. A few things that I have found are absolute game changers for me. Gratitude. I try to write 3 things I'm grateful for and 3 things I'm excited about every single day. Not always the case, but that's what I'm aiming for. Meditation has been an absolute game changer for me. And the third thing is going to the gym regularly. Going to the gym to look good is not that motivating for me on a regular basis, but going to the gym really allows me to clear my head and to think clearly, improves my mood, all of these other things. So I set up my routine to give me the best chance of success for the day. So number 4 was snacks equal happiness. It's so important to incorporate things that you enjoy along the way. If you're not having fun, what are you even doing with your life? Follow your joy. It is going to look different for each one of you, and that's okay. Whatever your joy is, whatever sets your soul on fire, do more of that. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I used to hate hiking, and now I love it. And I used to live my life with so much fear and staying in my comfort zone, and I can honestly say that I feel like I'm now living the closest that I ever have to living my highest best self. I feel like I've become more me, and I am so much happier today. I've allowed myself to remove those expectations, to be where I'm at, to be focused on personal growth and development, and I'm finding ways to incorporate joy along the way. I am so grateful that I've made these changes on and off the mountain, and I can honestly say that if I was given the choice to live life the way that I was before, back in the time that I hated hiking versus the way that I'm living life today, I would absolutely choose my life today every single time. You'll notice that none of the changes that I made were massive. Like, all of them were actually pretty small, nothing really substantial, and you may have even been doing or not doing some of these things without even thinking about it. I hope from this video you'll take a minute to think through the approach that you have with hiking, or maybe even with life in general, and just identify, like, are there any areas that you could use some small tweaks to your approach? You can't expect to see a change if you don't make one. You know what I mean? I hope that by sharing my experience, it will help to normalize newbie a little bit and help you to realize that your approach doesn't have to look perfect. Anything is better than nothing. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other and you will be amazed at the destinations that you can reach. If this video has been helpful for you at all, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button down below, that helps YouTube to know to put this video in front of other people just like you that could maybe benefit from these tips as well. I really appreciate your support. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. Are you making any of the same mistakes that I was making? Or what things have you found allow you to enjoy hiking more? I've gone ahead and picked out another couple of videos that I think you might like here, and I'll see you soon in my next video. Thank you so much. Not the case.